Like what music or like what video games did you want to put that music to?
I mean, nothing in particular. Like the way it started with that theme of video game music was because I got Pro Tools like right when I started college, and I just started writing music, and I did it by myself. So like, of course, just like any other kid our age, you played video games growing up. Who doesn't like video game music? Like, you don't have to play a video game to know what video game music is. And really, it's kind of a getting broader of a term, video game music, because you could use any music for certain, things you envision. But it was quirky. The music was quirky. Like when I first started writing, I just wrote some like not mainstream things, and what that turns into is progressive. Like you touch on a lot of genres that if it doesn't fit in pop, if it doesn't fit in jam, it might fit somewhere along the line under video game music. Yeah. That's really the way I see it. It's like
I think that's why too a lot of the songs had like 4 sections to them because of the video game music.
Right,
At least the older video game music would always have those like
have to explain
one section, then the next, then the next, then the next. And they always just go back around, right? Yeah. So I think that's partly. I always thought it'd be like driving, like a driving.
Oh yeah,
video game.
Like yep, probably
Some
like
of those songs.
Mario,
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart. I used to
like
dominate
the driving, like a racing, but Mario Kart's more cartoonish, like a real racing game.
God, we're getting way too deep with this.
Okay. So like, what video game would you want it to be a part of if you could choose?
Dude, if I could do a soundtrack for the all-time like favorite video game, my top 2 would be NBA Jam. It's like, dude, that'd be really cool to have your music on that video game. But I would probably also do maybe like Contra.
Those are old school. But I would have to say old school ones too because I haven't played video games in a long time. So I would probably say my tops would be Zelda, just because I love the epic nature of that. Now, what's the modern day Zelda? Do you know, Sean?
What?
What's the modern day epic tale video game?
I would probably say like God of War. Or like
GRP could be in that one.
Yeah. Great Dane for sure. God of War.
So you guys said you're just now adding lyrics. With the tracks that don't have lyrics, how do you go about naming them?
We fight about names probably the most out of the music.
Yeah.
The names will get turned down, but the music will.
Yeah, the music, people love the music, they hate the names. So it's an email change.
I like that song, dude, we gotta
30
change the name.
30 emails long, usually, with long paragraphs written of explanations why a name is right for that song.
Okay, if there's lyrics, it's easy if there's lyrics. Our music doesn't have lyrics for the most part, and now we're starting to do more stuff with it. Instrumental tracks are like, whoever writes it, the majority of it, usually, you gotta send a file over to people with something on it. You can't be like song 1, you can't reference that. So usually that's how you name a song, is it gets stuck in an email chain that you were like, hey, what do you think of this? Like, working on this new stuff, check it out.
Yeah.
And then it just goes at the.
I do have to speak. I gotta speak for Elroy though, because he always likes to think a lot about the song titles and how the song makes you feel.
Yeah, he's deep like that.
It's actually, because the instrumental music we all know does affect us and makes us feel something, so he likes to think about it in that regard and kind of agree with everybody on what the feeling of the song is, and then the title is based on that.
Did he name X Tasty or?
No, that was before.
I did that one actually. Yeah.
Nice. So, do you guys feel like at home playing here at Electric Forest? Like, you're in the Chicago area, and Humphreys kind of has like summer camp stake down, and I feel like a lot of these bands kind of have their home turf, so to speak. You guys literally brought the rain last night, so like, do you see yourself coming here like more often?
That's, you shouldn't ask. Of course, we're sitting doing an interview in like the coolest setting ever. Great people, like the production's amazing. Everything's been awesome. This is my first time here, and I would come back almost as a fan, which I would not do in most circumstances, because you go through this process and it's still fun. But if you don't have you know, a festival to go to, maybe you take that one off. I might come here if I had the weekend off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just to hang out and see it. Just the forest is so cool. It's like so much work and effort put into little things that make the experience like, you know,
There's so much
it's
effort put into
top-notch.
it. And the hospitality, they do make us feel like, you know, we're welcome and family, even though we're first on a lot of these festivals we've done in the last, like Mayan holidays, for instance, was just, they make you feel like you're just a part of that thick group. Because all these other bands, they've been doing these for so long, they know people so well. So it's really nice.
I think that's also something that kind of helps the experiences. We see all these other bands that we play with, and you know, you get a run into them, and you know, it brings you back to a good place. You know, as far as you feel at home, like with your friends. You know, when you run into the same people, same bands, and get to spend more time than you normally would at a show, where it's just like, hey, really quick, or see family that you haven't seen. It seems like we have all of those going on. We got family, you know, all of these people here surrounding us, just like you would go out and camp with your friends. It's like the same thing. So I think at home is where you bring it, but it feels great here. I'll say that much.
That's awesome. So, like, what was your guys' first like festival performing at as Digital Tape Machine?
It's One Earth Music Festival, September 2010. Yep, it'll be 3 years ago this September. That was the first show as well with the live band. So, and that was in Indiana. Near
Spencer.
Yeah, Spencer, Indiana.
So, you know, you guys got Electric Forest, Kid Biscuit, Walgood, Somerset. So you guys can play like any of these smaller venues. I know you mentioned last night, you know, during your set you're playing after Humphreys and STS9 at House of Blues.
Yep.
Are you guys gonna do more private shows like that?
Yeah, we got a good amount of club shows coming up.
In the fall.
Yeah, we usually do, like, the way this band's structured with everyone's schedule and stuff, we usually do festival season, and then we do a few runs in the fall, and it's been like that for a couple years. So we're going to do a Northeast run. Maybe hit some, we did one other East Coast run, and we'll probably be back to some of those cities, and then a Midwest run in November. And so a lot of those are all club shows. So, yeah, we like traveling when we can, but the restrictions kind of put a damper on doing a lot of touring in different markets. But we're capitalizing on the ones that feel like home, like Michigan.
Yeah. Sure.
Sure.
All right.
Thank you so much, Sean.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you.